okay, there is an upper limit to how long I can practice shooting footage with this. Otherwise, it will just close the app. Good times. Alright, I should have shot more of the road, but you'll see the clouds soon. Dan's like, the road going to it is the boring part, dear. And I'm like, some people like clouds. So, yeah, I actually picked out a topic for today's trail through the woods. Terrible words that we need to stop saying. Either media buzzwords or otherwise.
Elevate.
Yeah, I know, I was gonna start with my personal hate fave. Elevate! Stop saying elevate! Stop saying elevate when you mean raise, unless you're in an elevator or physically moving something to a higher level. Dear God, stop saying elevate! That one drives me nuts. Yeah, it's like the Synergize from the 90s, I think. But yeah, elevate of the 2020s. My other one that I keep nagging people to stop using is like wheelhouse. Unless you can actually tell me what a wheelhouse is, you should not be allowed to use the word wheelhouse. Let's see. What words does Dan hate?
What words does Dan hate?
Epic? Although we haven't heard epic in a while.
Yeah, but it wore itself out. That's why.
That's why.
It wore itself out even with the people that wore it out.
Yeah.
I don't know words.
He can't think of none. So sitting there going the ultra extreme.
Extreme has been played out.
Oh, there was one I was going to go into a long rant on, but it's mostly because I can't figure out what the hell it is, despite looking it up many times via Google. Neoliberal. Can somebody on the line tell me what a neoliberal is? Because every time I look it up and say, how is a neoliberal different from a conservative, I don't get anything that makes any sense to me. And I have degrees, I swear. I'm not totally dumb. I'm dumb about some things. But I don't get what exactly makes a neoliberal, who's like a capitalist and down with free markets, it sounds like, any different from other conservatives. Okay, no playing in the snow today. That's good. Maybe somebody knows. I don't know. I ended up reading some like program thing that day. It was like, challenging the capitalist and neoliberal. And I'm like, what? How are those two things different?
I don't know. I think the way it's used, because like they used to use it as neo-Nazi, referring to anybody that was far, far right or modern people that followed the Nazi philosophy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the neo-Nazis I've met, the few I have, growing up in a crazy conservative small town, yeah, they're actually like swastikas and Nazis. So yeah, they're just like, no, we're Fourth Reich, and you're like, Anyway, free endorsement again for Michael Moore's Blood in the Face, which was lovingly filmed in the community behind the community where I went to high school. I got to watch it in my AP Gov class, though, which was very fun. Professor, yeah, with the long hair and the ponytail, the long gray hair and the ponytail, pointed out all the fun errors in that movie. So, yeah, now I can't watch without hearing things like, look where he places his rifle, you know, and watching the guy lean a rifle up against his inner thigh, you know, and you're like, I'm pretty sure he's got the safety on, dude. Which goes to show you how much our faculty knew about gun safety. Anyway, he had some interesting commentary. So, yeah. That's it, I think, for neoliberal, because I still can't figure out what that is. It's like you have liberal values, but you're beholden to the corporate state. And I'm like, huh? That sounds like libertarians, so call them libertarians. The libertarians are bad because they prioritize individual liberty above all other things, so I guess you can't call them that because corporate neoliberals want to make money? I don't know. Somebody leave a comment. Other words we hate.
Today, JFK would be seen as a MAGA right-winger.
Yeah, because he was like, that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was him and not Reagan.
We do these things not because they're easy, because they're hard.
And are necessary, yeah. True that. Oh yeah, that's right. There was another reason why I wanted to hang on to this so long, because I keep telling him we cut the thing off too early and I never get to see the guy with all the fun flags out in front of his house to show you guys all of his lovely pro-police, Gadsden, whatnot flags. He's got some good flags. We never get that far though. I only came up with 3 words I hate, and I thought I was going to have a longer list. Cancel culture could go, but I think that's more of a statement on the behavior than anything else.
Equity.
Equity, yeah. Equity versus equality. Equity in uses that does not refer to actual, worth of investment. The broad application of the word equity. I was gonna say, the only one I can think of is non-binary, but that's just because I like genderqueer better, because I think it makes more sense. Non-binary to me always sounds like you're some sort of meat non-robot creature. No offense to the non-binary genderqueer folks, just call yourself genderqueer, it makes more sense. Anyway.
Well, part of the definition of queer being different than the norm doesn't work anymore because they're trying to normalize
the
queerness into mainstream society, so therefore it is no longer queer.
So soon we're all going to be like hell at Burning Man and everyone's worshiping people doing weird, ordinary Midwestern things. That could be entertaining.
Like, I don't want to burn down the Burning Man. That's going to end the festival. I don't want this to end.
Here's that lovely squeal I remember from the antenna. Hopefully not getting picked up on the cam. Oh, beloved antenna. There we go. Alright, hopefully the wind isn't too bad, because that balances the exciting squeal from the antenna, Although I might have missed the guy with all the flags. There's the guy with the cock, the metal cock, doing the road. Yeah, see, it's hard for me to film and, look ahead to where things are at the same time. I don't know how the millennials do this. Oh, we're only at, 7 minutes, not too bad. Plus or minus the wording, yeah. Yeah, I've heard the Q in, the acronym is now supposed to be questioning because people don't use queer anymore. And I'm like, I like queer! Queer is nice and broad. That's all you need to know. What are you? Not vanilla. It's okay, I asked some nice young lady, what her pride button was, and apparently the Pollies have a pride flag now. I'm like, oh, good for you. I used to go to those meetings, and then she gave me a real interesting look. I'm like, yep, I used to have real wildlife. Once upon a time, we were fun. Ain't fun no more. But that's okay. Actually, we are fun. But now we're fun.
We got another one.
Oh, they put out more used Fieros for sale over there. Anyone want a used Fiero? Come to White Cloud. There's some in the line. There's some in the line. Yeah, still looking for the guy with the flags. Otherwise, I'm gonna give this up. Oh, Yeoman's Work. That's the other one that I hate. I can't remember. Yeoman's Work. They're always talking about that. You did the yeoman's work. And I'm like, y'all know what a yeoman actually is? Some of you in academia might, because you have British literary experience, but yeah. I was like, don't use that phrase.
There is one in the four-wheeling world that has to do with winches.
Ah, here's the flag guy. I'm sorry.
Flag guy.
Flag guy. All the flags. Look at all the flags. Okay. Alright. What's the one in the four-wheeling world?
On the winch, there's a device called a Fairlead. And somebody had asked in one of the video comments about building a four-wheeler, what is a Fairlead? Where did the word come from? And it's a maritime word, and it's a device used to straighten out the pull of a rope when you're pulling.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So if you have a winch on the front of your car and you're pulling off to the side, a Fairlead would have rollers or a rounded surface for the cable or rope to ride around. So when it's pulling into the winch, it's pulling to the side from the Fairlead. And it also helps keep your rope on the winch spindle from bunching up and becoming a complete mess for the next time you need to use it.
So that's a word you don't like, or is that just a word?
No, it's not a word that I don't like. It's just a word that you were discussing.
Oh, the yeoman.
The yeoman, and what does it mean? And
well, I know what it means. It was, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But it seemed funny to me that people didn't know what a Fairlead was, or why it's called that, and
gotcha.
thusly it popped into my head when you were talking about yeoman.
Well, that brought up the other thing I saw the other day about, like, writing documentation and trying to change the use of, like, master and slave to primary and secondary, and I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have the exact same relationship implications, and I totally understand why people might find it offensive, but there's also a reason why that term is used, because the slave literally waits for the master's instructions and then replicates and follows whatever it says. Like, it's not really a primary versus secondary thing. Secondary is more like backup / other systems. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. This is a real nerdy IT thing, but yeah, they're trying to do that to our documentation these days. I'm sitting there going, that doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't have the same implications. Anyway, yeah, there's that, and there's the other fun thing, which we already talked about with AV dealing with, oh yeah, Halloweeny. I'm sorry. Not getting the good post-Halloween decorations in the small town. Damn it, no, I lost it. Master slave. Oh yeah, male-female ends, which are kind of like, what are you gonna call those? Like, outies and innies? I mean, I'm all for subverting the idea of gender, but on the other hand, one has a protuberance and one does not. So, that's kind of why they're named that way.
One has a plug and one has a socket.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess you should call it plugs and sockets, but when I was doing cord hookups for audiovisual stuff, it was male and female ends. Anyway, we're at the point we're going to turn to downtown, so I'll let you go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the ride and the combo.